Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the New Britain Township Superintendent meeting of May 6th. Would you all please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag. Thank you. Thank you very much. Agenda item 3, chair comments. The board met in executive session to discuss personnel and litigation. And next agenda item, I will turn it over to Chief.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So the police department has an existing vacancy for corporal. Through the process, we had a competitive process, which included a written and oral examination of the candidates. Candidates were then ranked on a list. And at this time, I'd like to propose that the board approve a motion. Move Corporal Ryan Litsky, or Officer Ryan Litsky, to the rank of corporal.
Do I have one of us? I'll make them. Do I have a? Yeah. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion passes. So yes.
Great, so we'll have Corporal Litsky, or Officer Litsky, sorry. His wife Brittany and daughter Mackenzie, and we have Judge Gene Seaman here to administer the oath.
Okay, say your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and that I will enforce the laws of this Commonwealth and the ordinances of New Britain Township, and that I will discharge my duties as my office as corporal for New Britain Township with honor and fidelity. I do further swear or affirm that I will uphold, obey, and enforce the laws without consideration to a person's race, color, sex, religious creed, sexual orientation, age, national origin, ancestry, handicap, or disability. Congratulations.
All right. So you would get the
People be attention. Thank you.
Where's yours in this? Thanks so much.
Do you want to email? Do you want to email? No, I just, doesn't even take a try.
Thank you to our police department for attending. Party.
All the work.
Moving on, next on our agenda. Agenda item 4, interview for EAC candidates. I'd like to call forward Katie Cutler.
Oh, I'm right here.
If you'd like to come and take a seat in the. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I was born and raised in Chalfont, and my father was a Chalfont council member for years and years and years. So I understand the importance of volunteering. And obviously now I live in New Britain Township, and I've been there for about 14 years. And the environmental committee, I received the email that you guys were looking for volunteers, and it really spoke to me because I have witnessed my neighbor and another neighbor get in a huge argument and disagreement about bamboo. And so I really, really understand both sides of it, and I really think the importance of native species. I would like to promote that. The other reason why I was interested in this is just growing up in this area, I've seen the development over the years and just the impact of that on the environment. And I would like to, make sure that everything is good moving forward and that we're taking care of our community, because hopefully, I have 3 children. I would like them to live around here when they grow up, and I want it to continue to be a nice place. Does it help that I rode my bike up here too? That was kind of my spiel.
Email, is it the same?
She's on, but we just can't get her off here.
Do whatever you need to do. Is it a Zoom?
One of our
thing?
other supervisors trying to join, please.
Yeah,
Having it.
go ahead, do whatever you need to do.
So you said you ride your bike around? You ride it around the valley or around?
I do. Yes, yep. Yeah. My kids go to up there. I pick the trails. I did project, but there's more trails that have been put in, especially the reservoir. That was maybe.
Over,
By the covered bridge.
that is actually Doylestown Township.
That was not township. Oh, okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, the one further on,
Yeah.
That's her.
It would be nice if the Peace Valley, because we go up, Iron Hill to Peace Valley, and then the path just kind of stops. So it would be nice if that would be a nice.
There's been many rumblings on the upstate as well, asking if there's a way to work it out. There's,
Yes.
this way we're looking.
Right. I've listened, there's a million ideas.
Yeah. Just you can't hear us.
Yeah. Is there any other questions from anybody else?
Are you willing to, so I mean, you're out here active and you're
part of, being PAC involved. Hands dirty and doing some hard work. That one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I am not a person that sits still as I sit still. I volunteer for a lot of things. I like to get involved in the community. I'm a leader. I enjoy working with other people. I enjoy getting my hands dirty. Not afraid of hard work, like physical hard work. Yeah, yeah, no, not at all. Yep, no, not at all.
Yeah, and if you are not appointed to the, please, I know that they are always looking for people to come volunteer, even just to sit in and do some work, looking at different things. So it's very involved. Children's really. So,
She said she.
you guys communicate.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, but I mean, I don't have to look at my phone.
No.
That's it.
Nope.
Well, thank you so much, Katie.
Great, thank you.
Thanks.
Agenda item 5. Presentation of the 565 conservation swap. Representation for that.
Yeah, it's us.
Well, right? Okay. So, thanks for your time. We are the Evans family, 565 New Glen Road. My name is Monica, that's my son Mike, that's our son Logan, and our daughter Colette. And the reason we are doing this for the application to get approval for basically just moving a section of a conservation easement from the back of our property to the front. So, there's currently a conservation easement in the back, which I believe you guys have it for some photos. So in the back, you can see where that is. And in front, there's a section of mature trees. Conservation easement, so specifically, I'll ask the question, I'll explain it. So what we're asking to do is take a section of that conservation easement away from that conservation easement in the rear and designate the mature trees essentially in front of this conservation. And the reasoning behind it is because we're basically looking to more grass and push some of the poison ivy and invasive species away from our patio area, as well as my husband would like to have a shed. I would like to have a garden area, like just for raised beds, like just for and herbs, things like that. And then additional like grass and so that's the main reasoning there. We like trees, so just kind of going back a bit, we used to live in Percy. We moved to Chalfont in 2001, and we lived in Percy 2014 until that time. We decided to move during COVID, which is crazy. But anyway, so we love trees, we love mature trees, we love privacy, and we do not have that there. So when we built this home, when we chose this spot, we really loved it. So it's wooded, with all mature trees. So the part in the front, like I said, it's not conservation right now. Theory, we or a future resident could just chainsaw to all of that. We would love to preserve that. We have no plans to take that down. And because we like trees and we like, forests and things like that, we have plans to plant other trees. So we're definitely not against woods or trees, things like that. We love this property. And that's basically it. So we just are looking to basically swap with the 1-for-1 area of where that conservation space is. And I don't know if you have, Rachel Butch had at R.L. Showalter had put together this. I don't know if you guys have this in front of you. Oh, so that has the specifics. So the photos show like the entire conservation easement space. And then this from R.L. Showalter just shows like we're asking permission to take this section right here and make that not conservation easement. And then she outlined the area on the front that we would like to designate as conservation.
So the dark shaded part is also part of your property?
Correct.
The dark shaded part here, you mean?
Yes.
This area, sorry, it printed weird, but yeah, this whole thing So our property is basically this section. And like all of this essentially is conservation, this whole section back here. And then this section is one side as well. So
That's unchanged. The hashed area in the back matches the picture. 40,509 square feet. And they all set that by preserving the more mature trees, denser spruce out front, the exact same 3,000. I just finished jumping in here a little bit. I think you started this over a year ago. Discussion with the staff, our manager. We had some other individuals in the same area going through this, did go as well. So they were kind of advised to just like a little bit, see how they get resolved. Much easier, I wish this one were first. The zoning officer, Dave Conway did not have any issues with it. I believe the prior manager did not have any issues with it. Dave just said, hey, can you please review it, verify everything? Our April 2nd letter should be in your packets as well. They copied on it. We have no objection. We reviewed the legal descriptions and everything provided by Showwater. Discuss it. We have no objections to it if the board doesn't. I don't see a need to bring them back again for something this small. The action item would be for you to approve the amendment, the easement swap, and have the solicitor amend the July 28th, 2020 easement. So that will be actually an action on Scott to make changes mainly to the exhibit and your reapproval of that. That would get recorded. That would get recorded with the exhibit and everything to show order, yes.
Is there any other questions from the board?
appreciate pictures, just thanks.
Thank you very much for your detailed description and
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you for sitting so much, so well through your presentation.
Yeah.
Alright. On to agenda item 6, motion to consider consent agenda.
You can, we don't have to, but we can approve it as written,
I'll go.
especially with the way the new agenda laws are written, so. Out there, it's posted, it's ahead of time, so. This one, you know,
I will ask if we to approval of minutes for April 1st and April 22nd Board of Supervisor meetings. Is there any corrections? Okay, so I do have a couple of corrections if I can. For April 1st, when we interviewed Robert Byrne, he did say that he has been in front of our zoning hearing board, not that he has not. So we need to change one part in there. It's on the,
I got it.
oh, we got it. Page 27, I think, 8. Yeah.
So you have it.
Yeah. And that also he has been a resident of Newbury Township for 37 years, not that he's been at work. So. Then we have approval of regular bills dated May 1st. Then we have approval of prepaid bills dated April 4th, April 11th, April 18th, May 1st, and a second one for May 1st. We have approval for the sale of the 2010 Ford Escape four-wheel drive, approval of sale of the 2014 Dodge Charger, approval of sale of the 2017 Dodge Charger Pursuit, and the approval of sale of the 2006 John Deere. And then the final item would be approval of escrow release number 1 to Fox Lane. Do I have a motion to approve items A through I? Bridget? Second. All those in favor, please say aye. Oh, is there any questions from the questions of the public?
No.
No? All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We now hear Mary Beth McCabe, Supervisor McCabe.
Good for you.
Yeah, I got her.
Great job, Al.
Thank you.
On to number 7. Action item A, have a motion to appoint Joe Krakovich to the position of police services clerk.
I'll make that motion.
Stephanie, do I have a second? Second. Bridget, Chief, would you like to explain, please?
So, we've had this position for well over a year and had some difficulty filling it. Recently, Mr. Karpovich retired from Newburgh Township Police Department.
Recently.
Yes, very recently. And he's fully capable of filling this position, at least on a temporary basis. He won't be with us. He'll only be with us through the summer. So he'll be moving down to South Carolina at some point. So we feel it'd be a good fit for him and the police department for the time being. And then it'll give us a chance to reassess what we want that position to be.
Any questions from the board? It seems to be a great fit to be able to help the rest of your staff down there and have his expertise. Any questions from the public?
No question.
All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Action item B, appointing people to the zoning hearing board. I will take nominations for the 4-year term ending in 12/31/2027. We have 4 candidates up for consideration: Robert Byrne, Perry Young, Brian Dutil, and Ryan Watts. Do I have any nominations? Yes, I'm just sure which. The 4-year term. 5-year term.
I'd like to.
4-year term. Okay. I have 1 nomination. Do I have any other nominations?
I'd like to nominate Ryan Watts.
Okay, we have 2 nominations, 1 for Terry Young, 1 for Ryan Watts. I will take a roll call by alphabetical by last name, which is me first. Right. I will vote for Terry Young. Second will be Bridget Coonicorn. Your vote will be for Terry Young. Third will be Mary Beth McCabe. Your vote will be for.
Terry Young.
And fourth, Stephanie.
Ryan.
So we have 3 votes for Terry, 1 vote for Ryan. So do I need to make an actual motion?
That's your, yeah.
So thank you, Terry Young. You'll be hearing from us regarding your appointment. Second position will be a 5-year term ending in 12/31/2028. I will take nominations for the 5-year term. We will have still Robert Byrne, Brian Till, and Ryan Watts on the table. I'd like to have 1 nomination for Robert Byrne.
I'd like to nominate Ryan Watts.
Second nomination for Ryan Watts. I will do another roll call vote. Myself, Robert Byrne, Bridget. Robert Byrne, Mary Beth,
Robert Byrne.
and Stephanie.
Ryan Watts.
3 votes for Robert Byrne. He has been voted for the 5-year term. Thank you all to those who have applied, and Brian will still be on as an alternate. Thank you very much. Okay, I have now action item B, to appoint a person to fill the term ending this. It's a 1-year term, I think. Of the EAC.
Oh, right, they all.
They're all staggered.
Each year, yeah.
Yeah, I think, we're vacating Brooke Newborn's seat, which was a one-year term ending at the end of this year, 12/31/2026.
This says 1, 2, 3,
I think she was only one.
26 wouldn't be this year.
Sorry, this year, 2024. I think Brooke was only 1 year.
So I have a question about that. Did we have 1 3-year? Is it 2 1-year, or did we have 1 3-year, 1 2-year, and 2 1-years?
We had 2 one-year terms.
I thought we only had 1. I think we have a way of, just saying to fulfill the
Yeah,
term.
there we go.
Let it go at
That'll
that.
be easy.
One pre-hair.
The
So she's filling the unexpired term
the 1-year term.
Of new board.
so that's all you really have to say.
Yes.
So a motion to appoint a candidate to fill Brooke Newborn's vacant seat on the EAC. We have the following candidates: Diane Rosenkrantz, Carol Weston Young, and Katie Cutler. I will open it to nominations.
Oh, they're all excellent.
I nominate Carol Weston Young.
Okay, so we have 2 nominations for Carol Weston Young.
I'd like to nominate Katie Cutler.
Stephanie will, yep. It's very passionate. Okay, so I'll do another roll vote. Myself, I'll vote for, Carol Weston Young. Bridget? Carol Weston Young. Mary Beth?
Carol Weston Young.
And Steve.
Katie Cutler.
Okay, so 3 votes for Carol Weston Young. Thank you, Carol. I think you're in the audience. Thank you for coming. Well, I think as we've seen with some of the projects with the EAC, not just workability outside the township in hard work, but also inside, that they're actually doing quite a bit of work that many people can come, they do not have to be on the voting board to do productivity, so. Okay, action item E. I think we have had a motion to table.
Yes, Mr. Jones.
I'll make a motion to table that.
Second. Bridget, all those in favor?
Aye.
We will discuss that at the next meeting. Okay, action item F, discussion on the following zoning hearing board applications, which I will turn over to our solicitor.
Applications. Made it last one, excuse me. Agenda for the zoning board. Yes, it's next week already. Second week, yes, it's correct, 16th, the 104 South Line Kiln Pike, 298 Walter Road, 110 Brittany Drive, and a second one involving their stone arch culvert along Railroad Avenue. Yeah. The attorney for SEPTA is here as well. Simply put, the staff's reviewed them, the professional reviewed them. We're making a recommendation that the board intervene and oppose 2 of the applications, specifically the first 2, 104 South Line Kiln Pike and 298 Walter Road. Just to talk about the other 2 real quickly, 110 Brittany Drive, it's a setback variance request for an addition. It's in a residential area. It seems to rise to the level that the board needs to get involved. And as for the SEPTA one, it's also like to explain it, but I can pretty much tell you that basically down there, they have some work that needs to be done with their stone arch culvert. It's in a floodplain way. I mean, the work needs to be done or other things. So it's a pretty simple variance for their request. So again, no reason for the board to be involved because the work does need to get completed. As for the other 2, 104 South Line Kiln Pike and 298 Walters Road, Line Kiln Pike involves a subdivision and putting, a better word, twin dwelling units on multiple properties. Subdivision, it's my understanding they previously requested relief, got some for 2, and now they're coming back for more. What was originally discussed and agreed about variance. We feel there's also some questions about the way they're categorizing the use that would be a good reason for you to get involved.
Main thing would be the density. They originally were gonna preserve the existing house. In fact, I saw in their testimony, it was a historic house. I don't know if that was accurate or not, but for that terminology, but that was previously agreed to be kept and then just 2 new units on 1 lot. Now they're proposing to tear down the house and add 3 total lots with 6 units. So state feels the density is too high for that area. There's other dimensional relief I think they need, but we did not do a full since zoning officer already identified certain issues, but then Scott and I built along with the rest of the staff that you should have done. That's it.
Questions with staff? Before we move on to
Last year.
Yeah, it's December, yeah.
Like quickly to do it. Right. 298 Walter Road.
Now, yes, this one, you're all maybe. These comments I know do very this. Me on funding itself, Ed Wild is representing the neighbors. Would be intervening and imposing it himself, but it's a residential area and they're basically asking for use variance to have a auto repair / junk vehicles. I believe there was already a notice of violation letter issued earlier this year for the numerous vehicles and trucks on the property. Again, one, between the notice of violation that was already issued and 2, the request variances for an auto body shop essentially in a residential area, it will be prudent for the board to intervene as not appropriate use in the area. So yeah, that's for a motion to have me attend and oppose the zoning hearing board applications for 104 South Line Kiln Pike and 298 Walter Road.
Second? Richard? Any questions from Mary Beth?
No.
All those in favour of the motion? Oh, any other comment? All those in favour?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thank you. Okay. Action item G, discuss the lease amendment to the. Scott.
Park that apparently was farmed in the past. When they got the language of the penalty, they said they're ready to move forward, it's in front of you. Yeah, essentially, yeah, it's gonna allow us to lease the property, sublease it, for allow any type of hay or farming. But pretty simple. They just asked that the lease does not extend beyond 5 years, which is fine. I believe, farm leases for every 2 years, and we might want to get on the same cycle as well. So something to think about if we are to do this. Maybe do that one, this first one on a 3-year cycle, so because you're in the second year of the 2-year cycle for the previous ones, yes. That way they're on the same schedule, and any funds, the county just asked to do a 50/50 split on the rents.
Well,
It's a revenue item,
so,
and yes. And it's not that we align it, it's more of a. Yeah.
It's not really about making money, that's fine, I mean, yeah.
So last year we had done this for the very first time. We had lease agreements for 2 properties that the township had farmed. It's not the townships, but had given to farmers.
Okay.
Now,
Yes.
yeah, we put it out to bid in March, we awarded in April, and so that they could farm it for 2023 and 2024. So if we wanted to make it on the same schedule, and put it out to bid this year, if it's if it's not too late, to then, have it for 2024, 2025, and 2026, and that's everything will be on the same side. So,
Does have to be on the street 30 days? Anyone?
We will be able to do it before the June meeting. But yeah, it might be,
That's gonna be tight because
yeah, it might be still prudent to do it now, that way they have it, but year one is not. Yeah, we count this, they're not gonna farm it, just.
There's no rush, like, there, and then I was involved in some of those meetings. They haven't passed to make that determination for them.
so we could pass the lease amendment and then not actually put it out to bid until next year.
Do it now before.
You put the others out, so you can also done it. Let me do that, you go. There's one for this.
I mean,
If I may, can you hear me? I would prefer to put it out for bid this year. I don't think it's too late. And I'd like to get that done. We've been waiting a very long time for the county to get this done. And we have people that are eager to use that land. There's no sense letting it sit there for another year unused.
Yeah, if we get somebody to bid for it, then. Yeah. Okay, so do I have a motion to accept the lease amendment? Yes, Stephanie, do I have a second? Bridget? Any questions from the board? No, any questions from the public?
No.
No, all those,
Actually, I have a question.
yeah,
This, I doubt would have been fair. Now, but a general question regarding this, are there any restrictions on the kinds of chemicals that?
yes,
They're all,
there are.
okay, so the creek safe.
There is, they have, I've read it this afternoon, I'm sorry, well. Yes, so in the bid packet, the lease agreement that they have to sign. Does talk about applications of fertilizers, herbicides, and what they need to meet. What restrictions that they will need to meet for that, so yes, it's already.
Okay, great, thank you.
So I have a first and a second for a motion to accept the lease amendment. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Passes. I think we can direct the township manager to find the bid packet from last year and put out to bid this parcel from Veterans Park. Not from Veterans Park, but from the land adjacent to Veterans Park. And see, put it through the bidding process, and whenever it closes, then we can accept the bids.
I have it.
sure you do.
Yeah.
The question is if we can get 21 days before the June 1st meeting. Just because there's the delay, we send the ad out tomorrow, it won't get run until Friday at the earliest. And that's,
You might not.
31? Oh, you might. Days of-
it's gonna be tight.
Yeah.
We'll do the math.
We'll talk.
Okay.
That is the end of the action items. We have to agenda item 8, information items. First is departmental reports. Dan? Would you like to start us off? Or
Okay.
pass it on to Chief?
I'm not exactly sure. I don't know what the past practice or I'm sorry.
Is there anything you wanted to highlight in any of the departmental reports?
No, I wanted to have the department heads highlight their own reports.
So we'll be starting a new practice, having the actual department heads coming in to do their reports.
Exactly.
Perfect. Okay. Chief, would you like to do your department report?
Sure. My March report was submitted for your packet. My April one hasn't yet. So I just want to highlight, one of the things I mentioned to you earlier this evening was that the in-car camera systems have been installed. They were installed last week and they're fully operational. One of the interesting things about that is that they have ALPR capability in the front. So they're actually reading license plates as the officers are driving down the street, and if someone's tags expired or suspended, we get an alert in the car immediately. Obviously, if it's stolen, we know that information right away. The officers do have to validate that information before they effect the stop or do anything, but it's pretty good technology, and the officers really are enjoying it, I guess you could say. The other thing, I want to thank you all for attending Corporal Karpovich's last ride on the 26th. It was great to see you all out there and very much appreciated.
Wonderful to see the. Last day. Very well.
Any questions? That's the things I just wanted to highlight.
Board? No? Any questions from the public? No. Okay, moving on to engineers report.
Madam Chair, you have our April report. I was just trying to find, I believe Janine sent the road program. I noticed our engineer's report, one change I wanted to make was, I don't know if the board's aware of the schedule, everything, Dan signed off on it.
I advised them in my report that you received on Friday. The bids will be awarded at the June 17th meeting for both that project and the stream project.
That was one change. I didn't notice that wasn't in there.
That was,
That was one change on the road program. I really don't have any other changes. We're gonna have our first engineers meeting with Dan on Wednesday. I'd like to go over some of the projects that may be very busy in certain areas. And maybe projects we just put hold. I won't wait on those now, but it is feedback and next month's engineer report will we recommend, but some more. You got a lot going on. I know Dan commented on your bill, and I know the courts the contact projects. We have a lot going on, so just have to choose. Like I said, not like the work we've already done wasted. It's just we need to push it back the following year. For example, we picked up the survey of the park here in North Branch along with Pine Run. You authorized that. I saw the rough map today, survey data. It's really nice to have all the information, all the survey around this building, the park, trails. What we'll do is now create some plan for the building, frame here someday, create a separate plan for the park, and then eventually doing the sidewalk and trail. I run, have that going up for you. And that was a big expense that you authorized approved that was anticipated. So I'd like to go over all that with Dan as well, first track the engineering service. And one other comment I made, and I see Kathleen is here. I actually went through and watched the last couple of the meetings. I think they're part of it was because of the ordinance updates that we're working on. I think they have some great ideas. I spoke to Cynthia about it, maybe I heard some things that I cringed on as far as the NPC and other ordinances. I know they're still getting up to speed on how all the ordinances interrelate. You got stormwater ordinances. I don't think they've even looked at yet. Yeah, they shook their heads, but maybe what I could do is do maybe a training session with them and spend some time where they can ask me questions and try to figure out how this township works here. Each township is different. They're getting information from other townships. It's interesting because I compared some of those townships to things that they said, and there's always little catches somewhere else in the ordinance that it looks great here, but then, something's hidden. So maybe I could coordinate where we could get together some evening or off night. And I think that's okay to have an informal training, no formal meeting with them. Unless they want to, I'm not sure how, I'd rather be more about them learning and training and understanding the ordinances. And that'll help me with the couple updates coming up with your subdivision and development as well as lighting, landscaping, and all that stuff. So I'll throw that out there, we can talk to you about that. So,
Any other questions from the board? No? Thank you, Frank. Board supervisors comments. Anybody from the board have any comments? I'll start from the center.
I'm desperate.
When I put the beginning of the list, I'm going to start with you.
It was already mentioned, but just wanted to say, congratulations to Corporal Karpovich on his retirement and job well done on the last ride, chief. That's the first time I had experienced anything like that, and to see the support here for him was amazing. Thank you for putting all of that together.
Thank you.
Took the words out of my mouth. Same thing, that was the first experience for me. I definitely we did the, it's fun, but the class on the teary eyed. That was really nice just to be there for him and to see the whole community come out and rally around our officers. I just thought that was really good. So we got to attend Eagle Scout on the board to get invited. That was really exciting, and I'm just so pleased to be able to be involved with our community and seeing our community ask us to participate.
Yes, it was congrats.
Yes, and congrats to, I guess,
Yes.
has a wonderful retirement, even though it's not quite work. It's working on.
He has
Yeah.
one foot out the door,
Yes.
but yes, it was wonderful to see the respect and the camaraderie from all the sporting parts as well. So, thank you. I did want to say thank you to the Veterans Committee for coming out and,
I forgot we did that. The Veterans Committee also did a whole cleanup,
yeah.
which I forgot, as I was there, exhausted. But yes, we did clean up the committee, little memorial behind the building. And I think they will have a proposal for something else to beautify it a little bit more, but we got a lot of the stones cleaned. And put out all the mulch, public works out mulch. Guy with the floral washers. Yeah, the mulch was super fun.
And then I know that same day, the EAC went out, did some more transplanting of trees from the future Cotton Park to the West Branch Park. So yeah, this is the time of year to spring forward and do lots of wonderful projects. So, cool. Thank you, Bill. We want to thank Dan for his very first Board of Supervisors meeting.
It can only get better.
Yes. So, action item 9, public comment. Is there any public comment on non-agenda items? For? No? No? Okay, announcements. On May 15th, we will have our Veterans Committee here in this room, and on May 16th will be the Zoning Hearing Board meeting. Our next Board of Supervisors meeting will be May 20th at 7 PM in this room. Do I have a motion to adjourn? You've got nothing? Stephanie, do I have a second? Yeah, second on this. Bridget, thank you very much. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you very much for attending.